Dear viewer, welcome to this video. Welcome to this session. I know it's been a minute ever since we shared our last video, but don't worry, we are back. We are doing stronger and better. So today I'm just going to take you through maybe something you've been hearing in the environmental talks, climate change talks, the famous Paris Agreement. What is it all about? And I will share with us the status in Kenya today. So the Paris Agreement. On the 12th day of December 2015, more than 196 countries flocked to Paris in France and willfully reached an agreement to channel global efforts and actions to combat climate change in the famous Paris Agreement. The most important point to note was that the global warming limit was set. The roof was set not to exceed 1.5, if not 2 degrees Celsius by half this century. Kenya is one of the countries that gladly signed the agreement and is an active contributor. This agreement was looked upon as hope for the already deteriorating planet as a result of climate change caused by industrialization. Each country was to be held responsible for the quantity of greenhouse gas emissions it emits into the atmosphere. Speaking on behalf of the Kenyan context, one of the significant moves was to have forest cover increased to 10% by 2030. However, nearly half score years later, the country has not made significant progress on the ground. Apart from numerous and productive boardroom meetings held, this has left the planet hurting more than it did before the signing of the Paris Agreement. Nearly half score years later, the actual climate change actions and mitigation strategies have been left for few passionate private entities and activists, while governments have shifted focus to other more important issues in quotes, such as the general elections and the BBI reggae. Nearly half score years later, the policies have been politicized and have become a major cause of contention among countries, if not political leaders. Such have been seen in efforts to protect the Mau and Ngong forests. Nearly half score years later, even the few policies that have been implemented have not been closely monitored, and things have fallen back to the status quo. Such steps include the ban on single-use plastics and logging of forests for a period of time. It hurts. Nearly half score years later, the major polluters who either had to install technologies that reduce greenhouse gas emissions or shut down are running, having done neither. It's crazy. The issue has been marred with corruption, which has brought all efforts to an untimely halt. But I have a dream. I have a dream that one day the governments will be led by ethically upright leaders who will uphold values and virtues of nationalism and public good against personal gains. As such, corruption that is at the center stage of every good progress in the country will be forgotten completely. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day all stakeholders and concerned parties will stand together and hold hands to see to it that the objectives of the Paris Agreement are effected without malice nor witch hunt. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day tree planting and conservation expeditions will not be seen as avenues for looting public funds, but as a remedy for the hurting planet by all. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day efforts channeled toward protecting forests and catchment areas will not be seen as targets to hurt certain communities, but will be understood by all that it is meant for the better good of the planet through mass education. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day all the environmental agencies in government and private sector will hold hands and move with speed to implement the amazing strategies that have stuck in boardrooms and quicken the process of salvaging the planet from hurt before it gets worse. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day all Kenyan citizens from the north in Wajir and from the south in Migori, from the east in Mombasa and from the west in Busia, from the central in Nyeri and from Nairobi the capital will all hold hands and embrace conservation as the only way to protect Mother Nature. That all this will be done without politicizing it, and that corruption will not stall the efforts in conservation. I have a dream that one day we shall attain this, one day we shall reach there. there because we have people who have gone ahead of us and their efforts have been felt. Like the famous the late Wangari Maathai, we are following her footsteps. We have like Joanna Stachbury, who have been murdered just because of the cause they held in environmental conservation. We are moving, we are forming a stronger movement, we are becoming better, and one day, just one day, we shall get there.